Yo, what's up, YouTube? We back at it again. It's another day live trading NAS 100. It's the New York trading session, and I'm basically targeting longs right now. Reason being is because I think that the bullish trend can continue from Monday and Tuesday. Earlier this week, I've been seeing constantly the same setup over and over again. So I'm just gonna keep spamming it. I see the same setup that I saw yesterday. It's looking like pre-market pretty much consolidated within this range overnight for the Asian session and for the London session. Pretty much stay within this range, consolidated. It ended up having a little bit of a sell-off. Right now it's starting to gap up. It's a little bit before the open, but it's starting to gap up and pretty much grab the liquidity from these contracts here. I think that the trend continues bullish and the price continues to push up. As far as targeting an entry, I pretty much just took this entry. I'm gonna be honest, I just took this entry just to take it. That's the practice account. So really just showing y'all how I trade today. I made some pretty good money Monday and Tuesday, so I'm not gonna be trading on those live accounts or funded accounts. So all right, I'm just gonna show you how I would normally approach trading like this. And the volume isn't even there yet. The market didn't even open. I think that this trade could play out pretty safely, but I would probably target 1-to-2 ratio for a trade like this. Let's see, here's my fib tool. What is this short? Oh, I'm tripping. But I would probably normally under normal circumstances target 100 ticks. But since I just jumped into this trade, I probably wouldn't even get into that. But yeah, normally I would target 100 ticks. So let's see what happens. Let's see if this trade plays out how I think it's gonna play out. For the record, it's never a good idea to jump into a trade pre-market. You gotta wait till that open happens, because this could easily be like a liquidity sweep or a pullback that would be like pretty much wicking me out of the trade. It'll hit my stop loss, and then it'll go in the direction that I'm expecting it to go into. It's looking like if I was to target an area of support, it would probably be within this range under where price was consolidating for the London session and the Asian session. So this will probably be my area for support, and I would probably use support and resistance along with the ORB method. Basically, the ORB method is when you wait for 15 minutes to play out on the charts so that you can see a range that price moved in within that 15 minutes. And if it continues to the downside of that range, that the price, that the momentum is to the downside. And if you see it at the higher end of the ORB method, that the price is gonna probably continue to the upside. So before you do anything, obviously you wanna look at price action and you wanna do a little technical analysis. So pre-market, I would say the highest point would be right here. I'll mark it up. So this is pre-market. I don't know why that got two colors to it. Okay, hold on. All right, that's the pre-market high, and this is pre-market low. So that's the pre-market high and the pre-market low. So that if price continues to a certain direction, you would know like pretty much what kind of day it's gonna be. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to focus and talk at the same time. But it's definitely looking like bullish is the sentiment. But like I said, it's pre-market. So, it's 2 minutes till the open. It could easily wick me out of this trade and go down to this level of support. Like I said, today is also a news day for any of my students in the Discord. So today I'm really just like practicing, and I might take a trade on my funded account later on. So let's just see how this plays out. Make this screen bigger, full screen. All right, it's starting to look like it's pushing to the upside. Like I said, today is a news day. I'm not gonna lie to you. If it's choppy, then I'm probably not gonna recommend anybody trade today. But that's just if it's choppy. All right, price is definitely pushing to the upside. This looks like it's gonna be a W trade. Let's just let it play out. Let's see what it does. All right, so I like the volume, but it's kind of, well, never mind. I like the volume. At this point in the trade, since it played out the way it played out, I wish I would have showed how to take the entry. Sometimes you can't always rely on waiting for a pullback, but I knew that the move was to the upside, basically because it was already a huge sell-off right here. Price tapped into support already. And then, you know, these candles here are pretty small candles. They formulated and they kind of, you know, showed that they were, what's the word? These candles pretty much showed that they cleared this area of support. You know, you could tell by the wicks. And once the price actually pushed past this level of support, I pretty much just took entry right here. So that's kind of how I decided to take my entry. I ain't even really use the ORB method to take my entry right here. But that was pretty much just because I've been seeing this setup like all week. So I pretty much had a good idea that it was gonna continue with the trend. But at this point in the trade, what I would normally do is bring my stop loss to break even. Now that I see that it's past like the halfway point, I would also move my stop loss to $500 just so that I could secure, you know, 500 at least, you know, secure that 500 if this trade were to reverse. But it's clearly pushing towards my TP. So I would sit here patiently waiting and just let it smack my TP. One of the worst things that I would say that a lot of traders do is they get greedy because they try to predict that the price is going to keep continuing to the upside. When price hits your TP, you should just take that and run with it. But I'm just doing this for demonstrative purposes for the students on my Discord. So I'm showing y'all how I would normally trade, you know, when I'm just like trading by myself and I don't got the responsibility of other people's money on my conscience, you know. It's looking like it's gonna be a little bit of a pullback, but I like that. If you didn't take entry already, I like that. All right, so right now we $1,000 in profit. Normally I would only target $1,000, but just doing this for demonstrative purposes. It's looking like it's about to hit my TP. All right, this probably is about to be a W trade. I don't recall moving my TP to 1,800 or whatever, but I'm about to move it to 2,000. Like I said, in this scenario, you don't want to get greedy, but I'm gonna just show you how you could secure, you know, that $1,000 at least that you was, you know, looking for if you wanted to get that, I guess 1-to-1, 1-to-2 ratio, whatever. But now that it's at 1,000, or now that it's over 1,000, you know, you could do one of two things. You could either close the trade right now manually, or you could just let the trade play out. You know, you already secured $1,000. You moved your stop loss. You moved your stop loss to 1,000, so you secure with at least 1,000. I'm pretty confident that it could end up hitting 2,000 right now though. So let's see what happens. If it hits 2,000, I'm done for the day. Another thing that you could do with your stop loss is, as the price does continue up, you can move your stop loss to trail it manually on op stub. But I didn't mention that earlier because I know that's like kind of redundant. But this trade looking like it's about to play out smooth. This would have been an easy $2,000. I gave the signal out in my Discord early this morning at 7:30. So if anybody watching this ain't a part of the Discord, you could join the Discord. The link is in the description, or it's on my home page for my YouTube page. So it's on my profile page, I mean, for my YouTube. It's free, anybody could join. Just click that link, y'all. I moved my stop loss from 1,000 to 1,200. It's looking like it's about to be a little bit of a pullback, but if so, it's cool, because like I said, this was a W trade and I'm really just trying to show y'all how to get paid. Would have been a $1,500 trade, but I moved my stop loss to 2,000. Matter of fact, let me move my stop loss back to 15. I'm pretty confident it's gonna continue up, but I want to trade on my actual funded account, so I want to get ready to get off the live. Might end up hitting my stop loss, but like I said, that's still a W. It's 1,200 in profit. So, and if you click the link in the description, like I said, and join the Discord, I'm still gonna be giving out signals. So tap in. Make sure you tap in with me. 1600.
Order filled.
1600. All right, that's cool. I probably could have kept it at 2000, but like I said, I didn't want to like trade like too much and focus too much on this. I would say this practice demonstration. I'm about to end the live and I'm about to focus on giving out more signals in my Discord. So if you want to join the Discord, make sure you click that link in the description. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, trading is easy. It's easy money, especially if you got somebody like me in your corner giving you, you know, extra help. But all right, y'all, be smooth.